now. We're live now to comment this second semifinal between Flo and TUGR, the second clash to know who is going to face Kex in the finals. A very exciting matchup as well.
And yeah, I'm very excited. I'm glad to be back. I'm excited to be doing this again. Hopefully get a bunch of people to watch. This should be another exciting round. Although I'm hoping that we don't have to do Armageddon. That was too stressful for me.
Yeah, very stressful for us as commentators, and probably even more stressful for the players.
Right?
Yeah. And so the game should start in a few seconds.
We got the game up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad.
Oh, and we've already started. Okay.
And
so the C4 that we were hoping to see
actually came from TUGR.
TUGR. Oh, wow. Look at this. This definitely looks different, but Flo went and moved that knight out and opened up TUGR's pawn right off the start.
Yep, and we should probably see him moving his G pawn to probably G6 or G5.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting choice of opening. The C4 knight H6 is a system that was used by Pini7 actually.
Okay.
It's his signature opening as black against C4. And I think A4 is the computer move. And then I think it's some kind of theory, but not one of the main lines.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few people doing that where you've got the pawns on A4 and C4 both pushed up.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times as well.
Yeah, I mean, Flo seems to be moving fairly quick. I mean, all right, they're both moving fast. It seems like they've done a little bit of prep for this.
Yeah, it seems so, but is this already a win for black?
I don't know if I see the mate, but
I mean, Flo has got a lot of time to think about it, so.
Yeah, he does. The dark square bishop is sort of pinned, although it's
okay, I think he's got an idea.
That space is covered.
Yeah, and the E pawn here is not pinned because the rook is covered by the B2 pawn, so.
Yeah.
I don't see any mates right here, but Devanch says on the Leech's chat that 96 was winning. And this seems to be okay for for white here, as the D7 square is protected twice by both the knight and the king, so.
Yeah, so now, I mean, TUGR doesn't have his king, but he has more material.
And he's got a lot of pieces to prevent that queen from messing up. So we're gonna have an interesting endgame.
Yeah, I don't know if. Again, I didn't see the mate, but maybe there was one in there.
Yeah.
This is not an easy endgame for either player.
Yeah, of course, definitely not. Yeah, I like the idea of F4. It's kind of probably the move that came to my mind at first. Kind of like opening up the diagonal for the queen and, you know, being able to promote faster.
And yeah, TUGR has to be careful with what he's moving because he doesn't want to open up the queen.
Yeah, I think he probably has like a slightly better position, but I think black's positions is definitely a bit easier to play.
Agreed.
It's often the case in anti-chess where in the end games, the side with like the more pieces has the hardest. Is like the hardest to play because you have to be so sharp, and having little pieces, you have less to think about. So it's actually interesting as well to have the less pieces, even though you're probably not the best.
Right. It's a little simpler. You have less decisions to make.
Yeah, less decisions to make. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he retreats his king to d7.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I want to be either player in this position. Like I'm not a huge fan of end games. So
I like end games, but I'm just bad at them. I think it's the most beautiful part in anti-chess.
Okay. See, the middle game's my favorite, and I'm always trying to win from the middle game. And I don't play a lot of standard chess, but if I play standard chess too, like I don't try trading any pieces. I want to try to checkmate the person with as many pieces on the board as possible.
Yeah, that's a strategy you can go for, I guess. But TUGR is very good at end games, so
yeah, he's phenomenal. I mean, it kind of feels like we're just gonna have a little bit of time pressure is gonna like force the issue.
Yeah, and he was able to force Flo to give up his rook. So all right, maybe
again,
maybe opening up the t-pawn is an idea to free this bishop.
All right, so he's got to be very careful with where his queen's going. And really, when we start pushing the c pawn, he might need to retreat his knight.
Yes, and that's what he does.
Ooh, 14 seconds.
You don't see TUGR in time trouble very often.
Yeah, no, and he never gets flagged, so I'm sure we won't have to worry about that.
And we are already up to 15 viewers right now, so hello to all the viewers and thank you for joining us in this stream. Oh, I like Queen H1. I know he has to give up.
Yeah, and this is hard. This is real hard. I don't know if it has to be d3 and then sacking the knight, but you don't want to. Okay.
Oh.
Still, yeah, he had got his bishop out of his way. I think Flo has a slight advantage just because his pawns are further advanced.
Yeah, of course, and he's got the rook. Yeah, I would definitely take black anytime.
And I imagine the Flo just moves his king over. Maybe not. I don't see mate for TUGR at this point.
Not for TUGR.
Yeah.
How about bishop promotion for black?
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, rook.
Oh no.
That's losing, right? Yeah.
That was a
blunder.
My
God, what a blunder.
Oh shoot. I think Flo had him in that position.
Yeah, I think
or worse to draw.
Absolutely.
Shoot. Oh, that's unfortunate, but it'll happen.
It does happen to the best of us. And we go to the Polish defense again, just like yesterday.
All right, and this looks like it's all theory.
It is theory. It's actually a line I studied a bit as white for the candidates, and it's a very strong line for white. And so the main move here is actually g6 to prevent the white queen from targeting the g7 square. And now the theory move is queen takes a7, rook takes a7.
Okay.
And then b5.
All right.
And now you can see there's some pressure on the a6 square. The pieces are all, kind of like blocked by the both bishops are blocked, and it's kind of hard to play as black. And so I think what's best for black here in this position, I studied it a bit, is actually playing g5, bishop takes g5, and then putting the bishop on a g7. And this is exactly what TUGR does. It's got a great intuition.
Yeah, you've played this game, or you're in the future, so you know what's about to happen.
And that's what Kex says on the Twitch chat, as expected.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, and this is the kind of innovative move you expect from a player like TUGR.
Yeah, he's always finding moves like this where he kind of advances pieces out where it looks like it might be something dangerous, but it's not dangerous. It's pressuring the opponent.
I think he's got a lot of self-confidence because he doesn't think for that much time before playing these kind of moves, and that's what I just love about his style of play. And again, bishop a1, a very, very nice move.
Yeah, it kind of pins the rook in the back row, and Flo's not going to give up his king.
Definitely
so it's not really, yeah.
And good move by Flo.
Yeah, he's threatening b2, so TUGR's just going to attack at the knight.
Oh, and look at TUGR. He's on 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's crazy. And move 23.
I mean, Flo's been playing pretty quick too, though, so I feel like they both have a decent amount of time, but now we're at an interesting endgame here. TUGR's got all these pawns spread out, but having more pieces just, I think, is helpful.
Absolutely.
And threaten the knight, which I think is mate if he gets it. So
yes,
he's going to have to do
something
about
too. But on the other hand, is it mate because you're going to have to give up this a pawn? I don't really I can't find a like mate.
He might. Or wait, no, it's Flo's move. I feel like I anticipate TUGR to keep pushing that a pawn now.
Yep, and knight g2. Good move by Flo.
He doesn't want to lose his king though, so I don't think.
I like how they play good moves so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, they both seem to be a lot. They're very decisive. All right, so now we're getting the pawns pushed.
Yep, both players want to promote as fast as possible. Knight promotion instantly. I don't know how he does that.
Yeah, he has amazing vision for that kind of thing. The question is he gonna like come out to A3 and keep it, or does he want to trade them off and essentially get rid of Flo's knight or king, which would probably be the knight that he would give up.
Absolutely. And Flo doesn't seem to mind as he plays G5. Probably going to see F6.
I think so. I think he has to.
Yep.
Kind of wonder if TUGR will slide his rook over, maybe to the C file.
Yeah, rook C8. That's what I would play, I think.
He's doing some calculating now.
Yeah, but what I was thinking, if you put your rook on the C5, rook C8, and then he just pushes his pawn on F7, I don't think Black has any other choice than sacking the rook. So, and I think that's what he found out.
Yeah, so kind of a waste of a move.
Yes. I don't think there is a way to save that rook. King C4.
I kind of wonder if we see. I mean, I'm not sure what Flo's going to do right here. Okay, so he gives up the king. I feel like he captures with his knight here. Yep. And E8 seems the natural.
Yep, I think that's what I think as well.
I mean, G8 might be okay also, but E8's better if he's.
Yeah, definitely rook E8. I think it's quite easy mates. Can't really think of many options for white promoting on E. What? Rook? Okay, he goes for rook G8.
I think maybe a king was safe.
Yeah, king was probably safe.
E8.
My bad. I think king is still okay here, but white's gonna push that. Black, sorry, is gonna push that d pawn, I guess.
I mean, so now this opens up Flo's other pawn, and we're gonna go into another long, complicated endgame.
Yeah, and I think Flo can manage to get a draw if he can push his pawn and can promote to bishop.
Right, that's certainly the threat.
Yeah, I think Flo can only hope for a draw in the best case scenario. I think he's yeah, knight f3 is a good move too, putting some pressure and controlling the squares. Okay, h6.
If we end up with two kings for Flo, I don't know that TUGR can trap them and to get his pieces killed. I feel like that ends up being a draw too. Oh, look at this.
And now it's just a draw. No, is it? I'm not sure.
It depends on what Flo does here. And if he pushes his pawn, then, well...
You can get king promotion, and I think this is a draw.
I mean, I like TUGR's aggressive style, just saying, hey, I'm going to get rid of one of your pieces.
He's very self-confident. Yeah. So I guess we're going to see d5 next. And the plan for white is to be able to sack your, for black is to be able to sack your knight, your king, and then be able to promote your rook somehow, but I don't really see a way of doing this very easily. And yeah, g5 as expected.
Yeah.
Yep, and just a draw. Well done by Flo.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was a good game, and he was able to defend very well.
All right, so we're doing the c4 opening that we just saw the last game.
And here TUGR picks a different move.
Yeah, I think that he needed to, and I don't know if he must have recognized it from the last game.
Taking the queen with the bishop was losing somehow, but I think Flo just missed the win. Oh my bad, sorry about the notifications. I think people hear my Discord notifications.
I think okay. I was gonna say I feel like he would capture that queen first, but this is a bizarre setup. He's got doubled up pawns.
I don't know what to think.
Though, a slight material advantage. So he's going to reduce Flo's material even more, which I think that's probably a good idea. His rook wasn't really accomplishing anything on the A file. So this still makes for a complicated endgame.
I like it.
Kind of wonder if Flo just ditches his pieces and forces him to play the endgame. And they both got plenty of time. Kings are going to need to come out into this game.
Yes, and I think what's the plan for black will also be to somehow succeed in putting his pawn on f4 to pin the bishop. I don't know if there is a way he can do that. And so TUGR is moving his king around, probably gonna be on c2 soon. And I think, bringing the king into the game is probably the best thing you can do in this kind of positions. I don't know, but there are still some Discord noises people are saying. I don't know. All my chats are muting. Not really sure what's happening. Sorry about this, guys.
A little background noise will be okay. Yeah, I'm not feeling very creative here as far as seeing like what either player's really
I'm
trying to do. It's kind of like a waiting game, waiting for somebody else to make a mistake.
But I don't see any of them making mistakes.
Right?
I think Flo has done it once, but he won't do it twice.
All right, so TUGR basically just dropped all his pieces. I think that's a nice block by Flo.
Yeah, absolutely. I love knight f6. What, king a1? I wasn't expecting
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what. He's stopping the rook promotions is what he's doing by having that king there, but
yeah, but I guess you can still stop it if your king is on b1.
true. Knight promotions are hilarious, I think.
Yeah, I think I would have gone for bishop personally, but knight is interesting. Knight and bishop, wow.
Yeah. Well, and so he sees that TUGR's promoting on a light square, so he wasn't going to take a dark square bishop. So that makes sense.
Yep.
And we still got the F pawn that's pinned, and he can slide his king out of the way, and then get that pawn and knight killed whenever he wants. Kind of just hold position. So rook and bishop, I think, are both out of the question. Yeah, so it has to be a king.
Yeah, king. Are we going to see another knight or another bishop? That would be fun. Bishop promotion in a1 would be cool. TUGR won one of his candidate games with 2 bishops against 1 king.
Oh yeah,
the light square and the dark square bishop.
That's impressive.
That's amazing. Knight d3. I like it. Just bringing the other knight into the game.
Yeah, TUGR doesn't have a lot of options. Yeah, I think.
Oh, he gives up his knight. Interesting. Oh, rook, yeah.
I was gonna say rook promotion should do it.
Awesome.
I mean, he can push the king, to c5?
Yeah, king c5 seems like the natural move.
Delay it, and he's just gonna. Oh, do we have an exception here?
Oh my god.
TUGR.
This is crazy. What?
How did he even see that?
Oh my god. The chat is going. Oh my god. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless.
Yeah, I just thought that was a for sure win.
And Pini found it in the chat, but not everybody's like you, mate.
Yeah, no. All right, so we're going to run this line again. So far, I think it matches exactly last game that we did this.
Exactly the same. I don't remember what move was played in game 2. Was it knight a3? I'm not sure.
All right, so this is a little bit different. I don't think any of them, either person found that last end game enjoyable. So I think they want to change it up a little bit to try to come up with something that's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in chat still looks like they're talking about that that move. So TUGR's going down in infamy, even though he already was before. But maybe add some new fans.
I mean, when you see that, you can only be a fan.
Yeah.
Is he thinking about bishop g7? I think that's a move. And I think that's exactly the kind of move he would play.
And I think that's a good idea. All right, so he's got his knight to capture on g4.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. Like if I'm TUGR, I want to get rid of one of those bishops.
Yeah.
I guess the light square might make sense so that it's
but what
rid
if
of the opposite one.
What if white just moves the rook to like e7 to e1 or to g1? Then how does black manage to like play against g4?
I don't have that answer at the moment.
Okay, so Flo just plays an interesting move. I think the point is to prevent the bishop from sacking itself.
I mean, so then does TUGR have to just go d7 with his king? I mean, nothing's changed really from the previous. Like the knight's still safe to take on g4 if it needs to.
Yes. Okay, yeah, he goes for king d7.
Yep, and so now he has to retreat the knight. So TUGR's kind of undeveloping, but he has to. So we'll see what comes next here.
Yeah. Can't really think of many ideas for black.
And your g7 idea with the bishop is still available.
Yes.
Like that might be okay to trade off. I feel like that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I like h3, just beating the bishop.
Yeah. And I was thinking like maybe e6 too with his pawn to get another blocker to hold in.
Yeah, I thought about e6
bishop
as well. And yes,
yeah.
free square for the knight as well.
Okay, he's only got one option, right? Yeah. I don't know if he was lagging there or.
I think it was thinking about the moves to come. And here comes e6.
Or maybe he got up to go get a drink of water.
And now it's another crazy idea. Bishop a6, I think, is okay.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting move. Although now you're kind of at the point where you're trying to decide, like, all right, you want to hold on to your material.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
of course.
that's a good move by Flo there as well, kind of trying not to double cover as many squares as possible.
Yeah, and actually, black really looks okay right now. I think TUGR has done a wonderful job of getting away from the pressure.
Yeah, and again, we've got kind of a strange endgame where Flo's got 2 knights and a handful of pawns.
Yeah, he seems to like knights a lot. We traditionally say in anti-chess that knights are bad at endgames and that you want to get rid of them, but Flo seems to have a liking for them. In d5.
Yeah, I feel like, again, it's kind of like a waiting game. I don't know if TUGR can get a hold of either of those knights, really.
Yeah, and get a waiting move that doesn't really accomplish much.
And they're both starting to get low on time, although I don't think, there was one of the games, TUGR was a little bit close to getting flagged, but for the most part, I think that they've both had plenty of time on their clock.
Yes, they do. And I think black's bishop, is not as bad anymore. Like you can develop it to b7, I think, without any threats. So that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, kind of wonder if he just pushes his e pawn here.
Wait, is that? Okay, is it mate? I don't think so.
Well, his G pawns will still be alive.
Yeah, his G pawn will still be alive. Absolutely. So Goof Bra is asking for the score. It's 2-1 in favor of TUGR. He won the first game thanks to a blunder, and both games 2 and 3 have been draws. And he says cut off on the screen, so if I scroll down a bit, you can see that the score is 2-1.
All right, so TUGR's under a little bit of time pressure. He's probably going to need to be, yeah.
I hate playing these positions in time pressure.
Right? He can line up a few kills. I think he had, is G8? He's got to do it.
Yeah, he's got to do it. G8's the move.
All right, so can he get a pieces over there? I don't see it. Okay, rook promotion. Holy cow! And he just did that real fast too. That was some calculating, but are we still in a draw? He can't take.
Yeah, king is just a draw.
Yeah, so he can't take a bishop or a rook. So all right.
Wow, third draw in a row. My god, that's crazy. That's a crazy game. Are we gonna see c4 again? Want to see some?
Probably.
I want to see some e3 just to change a bit. They've been playing the same lines for every single game, so I want to see some innovation, but that's not gonna happen.
All right,
That's gonna happen.
This is a little bit different, though. Okay. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I was just thinking about move. I was thinking if there is like something to do with the queen, like maybe queen b6. Uh,
I mean, maybe, right? Like,
yeah, queen b6 would be. Oh yeah, it's approved by Pini and by Keck, so I guess that's the right move. Okay. Yeah, Flo seems to be a bit better off the opening here.
yeah, I agree. TUGR doesn't seem to have a lot of, like, all of his pieces are stuck in their starting position at the moment. So,
And Pini says queen b6 was an easy win, so. And now g5, queen b6, maybe?
well, before, yep, here it comes. And do we just see b3?
Yeah, I guess b3.
Probably f2. So this is a nice middle game between for both of them.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of options, and I just love how TUGR has this ability to get away from pressure. Because right now they just seem to, have some space, both have like an okay position.
Like, TUGR has the queen, but at some point he's going to need to do something with it. And then he also has two bishops, which, as we've discussed, I'm not a fan of. He
Neither
probably
am I.
feels fine with it.
And I was about to say you can get rid of the dark square bishop with bishop b2, but he
Right.
found it out before I even had time to suggest this idea.
You still get credit, though.
Hey, he's faster than I think. I mean, I meant he plays faster than I think.
Right. So again, he kind of has to be careful having a queen here. Like, in certain situations, you can use that
Yeah, maybe
to your advantage, but
something like g4 maybe here, just to advance the pawns. Okay, yeah, knight a3, interesting move.
How funny will it be if we end up with Flo with the king and 2 knights again for an endgame?
E5. Yeah, I was gonna say knight c2.
Yeah, so they're shifting their knights around to better spots, but it's still a little bit of a waiting game. I don't know if Flo can now just keep pushing his pawns, if that's going to cause any problems, or if TUGR can kind of just block him and wait.
Yeah.
Although he's down to 10 seconds here.
Okay, I was thinking about knight d4 and then pushing d3, but that doesn't seem to be his plan. And now he goes for e4.
So I think he can recapture with his king here if Flo pushes it. And he's starting to run out of space and time.
Yeah, I love
keeps retreating. I mean, maybe if he. I think he can still capture with his king here.
Yeah,
right?
I think
Is
it's
there a
not
way
great
for
yet.
Flo to get all of his pieces killed? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way.
But Flo can probably maybe push his king up or do something in order to grab some more space so that.
And now you gotta play g3, no?
I think so, right? You gotta, yeah, okay.
Okay, that's like another way of doing it.
So now his queen has a diagonal to get out if it needs to. But Flo doesn't have like pieces that are covered outside of the one knight, so he's gonna have a hard time getting rid of that queen. So now he's trying to build up some clock.
And I love this move, king g6, just putting some pressure and kind of pinning the king.
Yeah, Flo's really putting on the pressure here.
Is that a blunder? B4 and then rook c8, rook c1.
He's got 2 kills.
Oh, my bad. Yep, my bad.
Yeah, I think that's not a blunder there. It's
absolutely fine. Sorry, my bad. I didn't see that he could take here.
All right, so 2.5 to 2.5.
So another close semifinal.
Yeah. All right. Do we need to be prepared for Armageddon?
Maybe we do. Hopefully not this time. I think they're taking the break.
It's a natural spot for a break.
Yeah, I think both players need to take a break.
I think Flo likes a good smoke break in between as an intermission for his series.
Oh wait, so I'm actually not analyzing the game. That was actually a blunder.
Yeah, well, TUGR's saying too his internet died. So that's unfortunate. Nothing more frustrating than that.
Oh.
I mean, he was in a pretty tough spot. So I don't know if there was any getting out of that. I mean, if anybody can, it would be TUGR, but. So like I was saying, maybe we need to be prepped for Armageddon this time.
Yeah. That's a shame.
I don't know if last time, I don't know if it was Autumn that ended up reaching out to Kex and 10 to facilitate that. I assume that it was because he kind of announced in the
Yeah, I think so. I think
in
it
the
was
chat what was happening. Is he around this time? Or is somebody prepared to take the bids?
I don't see him online. I don't know how things are gonna. I don't know how things are gonna turn out. Yeah, I'm wondering if TUGR actually saw the win, because there was actually a way to win for white after knight to d5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just checked the analysis, but it's actually very tricky. So the idea is to go b4, knight takes b4, and then actually queen to a4. And so if white takes here on d3, you can take here on a7, the rook recaptures, and you actually have an extra capture. So that's actually nuts. That's a nice.
I see what you're saying. So it's kind of like he'll have the intermediate with the king.
Absolutely. Oh, that's insane.
I love that.
So Keck says on the chat that, yeah, he's confirming that TUGR has internet issues. Power company just got a line by mistake.
Oh,
No way, this can't be happening.
Was he?
This can't be happening. Oh my god.
Well, TUGR's in the Lee Chess chat saying that a break was called by Flo. So if he's in the chat, I don't know if that means he's on his phone now. Maybe he's got.
Oh yeah, maybe it was just joke on the chat.
Yeah, could be that too.
Oh my god, we're probably a bit too naive. Break called by Flo. So yeah, smoking break. That was you were right in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's happened enough times that we know that that's coming.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to take a break at this point. He just scored a win. I think he kind of built back his confidence because he wasn't taking much risk in the first couple of games, and maybe if he just takes the time to cool down, he can play the second half of the game with more energy and more confidence, I guess.
So we'll have Flo as white when they come back.
Yes, he will be white. And I wonder if we're gonna see for game 6 the same Polish line, or if we're finally gonna see some different lines. I hope all 10 games are not gonna be played with the exact same lines.
And I don't feel like the end games that they've gotten to have kind of been tricky for both of them. So I don't know. I think they're going to want to explore some different opportunities to see if they can get to a better position. Like both of them should be in that mindset.
Yeah, maybe. But once again, I think TUGR actually likes those kind of tricky positions because he's just so good at them. So maybe that's what he's looking for, just creating some chaos and getting some tricky position and, create some mess and come out on top afterwards. And yeah, Keck says there's an opening switch incoming, so not sure what we're gonna do, but I don't see Flo playing something else than E3 as white.
Yeah, Flo's definitely gonna be playing E3.
Yeah, and TUGR has a wide repertoire, so he can play, the 2 knights defense, can play lots of things. So,
well, and I'm guessing that Flo's prep for the 2 knights, so TUGR might be avoiding that.
Yeah, good points. Good points.
We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what to predict. Yep, and they seem to be still on the break. I'm just looking at the scoreline again, and then you don't see 3 draws in a row happening very often.
Is the internet issue an actual thing? I mean, TUGR said that it was, that his internet went out.
But did he say it himself, or did the people in the chat say so?
Yeah, I think he did. If I'm looking here at the Leechus chat, go back a ways, but he says that his internet died. And then after that, he says a break was called by Flo, which means he's able to put some stuff into the chat. So hopefully his internet is back.
Yeah.
Or he's going to finish this up on his phone.
Hopefully. Oh my god, I hope not. That would be terrible. Can you imagine playing half of your semifinal on the phone?
No. And I feel like I've heard that happen with other people, or maybe not semifinals, but other matches where something happens and their only option is to play it on their phone.
Oh my god.
And I mean, I play a lot of like arenas on my phone, but I'm just kind of, messing around. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I play sometimes on my phone in the subway, but not really that much. I'm just like, I like having my computer. I think I'm kind of old school on this.
Sure. All right, we're back. They need to switch. There we go.
Okay, and so here comes the second half.
All right, that is different.
That is different.
I think we're going to go pretty... That's kind of interesting. I mean, it kind of looks like Flo's done some prep for this line. Like he knows exactly what he wants here.
Yeah, this queen takes c5 and then a4 line is he's been playing this a lot.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, I think TUGR definitely has studied this. Like That's what he's been playing against They Are Dead for a while. So I'm not very surprised about his choice of moves. He's been playing, this couple of moves.
This feels a little bit safer for both players at the moment. Like they're both sitting okay here.
Yeah.
I like Flo just ignoring.
Less chaos on the board for sure.
I retreat the knight. No, yeah, so it seems like he needs to go with G6. There's not a lot of space.
Yeah, maybe E4 for white. I don't think E4 is a good idea. I think that opens up. TUGR can make some moves. Yeah, I was gonna say probably put the rook back. I'm not a fan of having the rook sit under my king because then my king's stuck. Yeah, I think rook a8 makes sense, absolutely.
Yeah. We've been getting G7 like every time here, right? Like every.
Yeah, but this time I didn't say it beforehand.
You didn't say it, yeah. All right, this is a fairly even like piece count and composition. They're both with the 2 knights and a king.
You don't see the knight on E8 too often.
Yeah, odd place for it. I'm sure he'll be moving away soon. Maybe G7. I like that spot for the knight for Flo.
Yeah, I think white's position looks much better.
TUGR's offering to trade some of those pieces.
Yes.
Flo will probably not oblige, though.
Yeah, and so as expected, he declines the trade. Oh, interesting move. So he prevents the knights from coming back on C3.
Yeah, they keep getting to these like end games or close to end games. I guess I would consider this like an end game. Like there's a lot of pieces left, but they're almost all pawns.
Yeah. And knights.
Pawns and knights. Lots of knights, lots of pawns.
Nice couple of trades for white, right? Just the C and D pawn seems quite strong, putting some pressure on the knights.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of space to go. He has to retreat it some more. Slide him over again.
That's nuts. Wow, nice vision by Flo. Some very good positional play. The king's on c3 now. It's getting active. The knight's probably going to come soon.
Yeah, I think TUGR definitely had to do this, push that pawn.
Yeah, I think that's a great move.
Maybe Flo just blocks it. I don't know. Goes back with f4.
I don't think f4 is a good idea. Because
yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
we
then
got g5.
G5
yeah.
and then knight f6.
Then lots of kills lined up. That's usually not how you want to do it.
Yeah. I know, pawns on d5 and c5. You don't see that very often.
So does just TUGR run his king off to the other side of the board to get it out of the way?
Is it?
Oof.
Is that?
I feel like with that, you have to get rid of your king now, right? Like your knight's 14 seconds.
Wow, that's
impressive.
Yeah, impressive to say the least.
So Flo's still going to pressure it. I think that's a good idea. And TUGR's got this time pressure. He's got to make a decision. Still finds a place for it. It's going from one safe spot to the next, but there's not a lot of space left. I mean, okay, so he's going to develop his knight. TUGR doesn't have a lot of time. He's really got to...
f4, okay.
Yeah, Flo will happily just trade those pieces.
I think you have to take with the h pawn just to block rook f to impede rook f8.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna. Okay,
Oh my
not
god!
what I expected. But really, like, what is TUGR gonna do?
Rook b8.
What, can Flo just ignore this too? Like,
I think he can ignore. And once again, rook a3. What a nice move.
yeah. Well, now he's forcing TUGR to ditch the rook. But now they're both down to their 15 seconds each to make decisions.
Yeah.
Threatening to grab the knight from mate.
I think he's. Oh yeah. Of course. Oh my god.
There's all these escape holes everywhere, but that's probably not going to cut it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just not looking good for TUGR.
I don't think there's a way out of this.
Yeah. Nice job by Flo.
Yeah, and so for the first time, Flo's in the lead. 3.5
to 2.5. All right. H3.
Tolius likes that.
Yes, he's going to like that.
So it seems Flo wasn't prepared to knight h3.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It kind of looks like maybe Flo wasn't expecting this one.
Yeah, good find by
sure
TUGR.
Yeah, I'm sure he's seen this game before, but gonna do a little thinking to make sure that he's being careful.
Yeah, smart choice by TUGR. Don't want to be thinking that long on move 4, so hopefully Flo won't pay this kind of like all the time that he spent in the end game.
Yeah, and I don't think he will. Flo's gonna catch up on his time. He's kind of made his decision what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he's been able to play very fast.
Yeah. Kind of wonder if he's considering h3 with this knight, but that's interesting. Me, I probably dumped the bishop.
Yeah, so would I.
But then you're kind of left with not a lot of material.
Yeah, and maybe you want this bishop to actually provide some counterplay for a white's light squared bishop, because there won't be any piece to stop it if you play bishop g2. But TUGR doesn't seem to mind. I don't see any moves like with the queen or something. So,
well, right now, I mean, has he got d2 with his king? Then can he slide his queen somewhere?
Queen h1
that grabs a piece that's gets him mate. I don't see it.
Yeah, and he doesn't see it either. Interesting move e4.
Yeah, this is kind of a tricky setup for both of them again. So Flo has a lot of pieces, but most of them are in their starting position.
Yeah, white's position is definitely a bit easier to play.
And I think white wants to develop his knight, get some, so his rook's not trapped in there. Got to keep an eye out, though. And Flo has to be careful here. He doesn't want his bishop to get opened.
Yeah, he doesn't. So probably we're going to see king f7.
That's probably the safest move. I think that's, yeah.
Or maybe
good call.
Is there like queen b6?
Yeah, I like queen b6 as an option. Then you're threatening to open up the queen or the rook.
And he reads my mind.
Yeah. So TUGR says, let's race then.
Oh, yeah.
And Flo's low on time.
I don't know. I just feel like white's better in this race.
Well, the pieces are all over the place. Like, we've got this random pawn on f5. He's way further than normal for a race.
Yeah, and just like
TUGR's got a little time to calculate.
Yeah, maybe something like, I don't know, takes b8 or takes b7.
I mean, Flo's got either 2 kills or 3 kills, depending on which way he's going. I guess 4 if he goes to a2, then b3, e3, f5.
Yeah, the f5 as well.
I mean, I feel like TUGR has to take on b7. Because if they just trade pieces here, does he end up with just 3 pawns? Oh boy.
So black has to take on b3.
And he's got 10 seconds to decide.
Oh my god, well done.
Yes. TUGR with the calculating.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, that was good. Yeah, that was tough. So 3.5 to 3.5.
That's exactly what Tolius was saying on the Twitch chat, that queen races after nh3 are always winning. Back to the Polish.
Yeah, back to the Polish.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. I think the prep for Lear didn't really work out. I think he kind of forgot his prep at some point.
I don't know. I thought the end game for this one was uncomfortable for both of them. But like you said, maybe TUGR likes those tricky, complicated positions.
Yeah,
I think Flo is now trying to decide if he wants to do it again or if he wants to try something slightly different.
Yeah, and I think if I were TUGR, I would go for c5 again, because his e3 b6 game was just not good. I mean, the position he had out of the opening, I mean, he's being able to manage e3 c5 quite well, so I think that's definitely an okay choice. Some bishop g7 again, maybe.
And does someone in the chat want to go and maybe locate Autumn Wind if he's not, see if he's available, or if somebody's going to volunteer to be ready for the Armageddon bids, so we don't sit around confused for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
if that comes up, we get a volunteer.
Yeah, good point. Score is still even, so
I think if we get a volunteer, then we won't actually need the person. But if we don't, then it's going to come up. That's the way life goes.
Absolutely. And yeah, Armageddon is definitely a possibility. They draw 3 times in a row again.
It's ridiculous. Trying to predict who wants to be white in Armageddon. They're both fast players. They can both play fast time controls. I'm not sure if one of them is feeling better about their white or black play so far.
Yeah, good points.
We just push the F pawn here.
I mean, I think TUGR has done very well as white, especially with his c4 prep and this knight h3 that was able to catch Flo a bit off guard.
Yeah. So I would guess and maybe TUGR making the bid for the white.
Yeah, and although Flo is a very good fast time control player, TUGR is really the star of the very fast time controls.
Yeah, but now that we're talking about it, maybe we won't have to see it.
Tough position for black here.
he's threatening 2 kills if he can get his king over. So he almost has to push that pawn, but then you've got 10 kills lined up. So I think it's mate for white. Like even his bishop's pinned right now. There's not a lot of spaces. He needs to be able to get one of these pawns past.
Does he have to play a4?
I mean, do we just see king b4 and then he slides his rook over?
Yeah, that's game over because you can just push the d pawn and it's protected. Yeah. Okay, so match point for Flo.
All right, so then this game should be a draw, and then TUGR randomly wins the next game with something crazy, and then we go to Armageddon. All right, so we got a c4 line.
And yeah, Flo goes for another opening choice.
Yeah. And
I think it's good choice by Flo here, going for b5 and d6 because that's what he's used to playing. So it's going to be comfortable, not too much thinking. And I think in this kind of positions as black, you kind of want to play for like a drawish, easy to play position. And both players playing very fast. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, both of them have played this game.
This seems to be prep.
So this is the tipping point right here, this next move. We got Flo doing some thinking.
I don't know what he can be thinking about. There's just not that many moves. And then... Oh, interesting move.
Maybe just b3 with his knight. Queen for a knight's okay trade.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dangerous move is yeah, I was gonna say if black can play queen a4, but now it's not as dangerous since black defended his king with knight to g7, so good move by Flo.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a natural move. Even if you don't see the trouble, you tend to even avoid it on accident. Not to say that he was doing that on accident.
But queen a4 is still good because you kind of have to move the rook, so something like rook d8, for example, and then white can just take on a7 and, you know, take some material. So yeah, the position seems to be slightly better for... okay, I didn't think of a5. Actually, it was simple idea, but good idea.
Yeah, so TUGR is going to take the material.
And
Flo's rooks are doubled at the moment, but
yeah, there doesn't seem to be an opportunity for...
and that's not going to stay like that for long.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, is there any harm in just pushing the C pawn?
I don't think there's any harm, but I'm not sure what that accomplishes.
This maybe just some bait if Flo will take it, which he probably won't. You kind of got, so Flo's got his G pawn that he can like. Yeah, I didn't expect him to like that pawn.
I don't know.
I mean, we're getting down here. They're both down to just over, a minute and a half on their clock. This is a must-win situation for TUGR.
Yeah, knight h1, good move, and then g3 incoming. Was actually drawing the arrows for these very exact moves a couple minutes ago. A couple seconds ago, I mean. So TUGR has got to get rid of this bishop engine to like free up his rook and try to find something about the connecting rooks. Tough situation.
I mean, there's depending on where Flo's king is, you can use the bishop to grab those doubled up rooks, like kind of attacking c8. Like if his king's not there, again, like it's not kind of far ways off from that happening, but it's always
and people in
just one move away for TUGR.
Yeah, and people in the chat are talking about your c4 idea, and I think it's quite strong now, as the e7 pawn is defended by the rook. So, but
well, now Flo's he's undoubling his rooks and setting up.
Yeah, maybe
so that c4 doesn't really work anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Although it might be okay for TUGR to still do and then leave Flo with some pawns left. But now they're both down under 45 seconds. Feel like a waiting move, like just moving your king.
Yeah, another suggestion from the chat was knight f5. But then again, what a move! Oh my god, very nice move, and I think I like rook f1 for white here.
Yeah. So TUGR's now kind of got the space. Flo's rook's kind of in an odd spot where it can't really do anything.
Yeah, but he can just retreat his rook to a8 and have all the
well, no, because
row.
Now that his king's off that back range.
Oh yeah, my bad, absolutely.
Yeah, because then TUGR can grab it. So his rook's kind of trapped in, and having it on the fourth row is helping too, just because Flo's running out of space.
Yeah, but TUGR's running out of time, so.
Yeah, do we push c4 now?
Not sure.
Okay, I did not see that happening. He just gave up his rook. I mean, Flo's tight on position, but he just retreats his rook to the 8th rank.
I don't know if that's good.
I mean, like knight h5, or we just block him in?
Knight h5 seems okay, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like that good either. I mean, it's an okay move, but okay. You gotta sack the knight.
Oh, so now we're on this pawn endgame. Oh. And both of these guys understand these games, these positions really well.
Yeah, I'm not
Flo's
very
got
good
a
at
little.
them.
Yeah, I'm not either. Flo's got a bit of a time advantage.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I just feel like black's better, but I think it's definitely manageable for white to do something. Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Ah,
It's so stressful.
so stressful. D6?
It's kind of a bit of a like a pawn standoff with the B pawn and the C pawn waiting for the other one to move.
Yeah, and I think that's a very, very good move by Flo here. So he's gonna play for a draw. And that's what he should be doing.
And I think TUGR just needs to ignore that at the moment. I don't know what it.
Yeah, I think he should ignore that as well.
Does he have a safe promotion? Not that you want to go with the king necessarily, but does that work? A knight?
Oh my god.
I don't think Flo can get 2 kills. He can only get 1. This hurts my brain.
Yeah, same.
Might be hurting Flo's right now too. He's trying to he's got 13, 12 seconds now to decide if he can also just ignore it.
I like this move. Wait, what?
Yeah, TUGR had to give up the knight. I don't know if that's the right spot or not, but yeah, he had to.
I see it.
Oh no! Look at this! Oh my gosh!
Is that a draw?
I don't know.
I don't know. King D2, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Flo wants. If he's going to release one of those pawns, it's going to be the one that's advanced the most.
Yeah, and he can just defend his pawn on A2, so I guess that's a draw, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then King D5. Yeah, I don't see a way of advancing.
This feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
5-4. You're one step closer to Armageddon, guys.
Yeah, one step closer.
What a great series, too. These semifinal guys. Again, can't say enough about these final 4 players.
Okay, so we see this line again. Maybe TUGR is thinking about Queen C7. I mentioned G6 earlier as being the main theory move, but Queen C7 is also a move. And yeah, and now Queen takes C1.
I like this from TUGR.
That's bold. I think I played this game against him, this line. I'm not sure. I think I played this game against him. Maybe it was Devanche. I think it was TUGR.
I don't play this line, so I don't know if there's a way for TUGR to stop the queen race, or if he wants to. I don't know. I would think that
he wants the race.
I don't know, but it seems like he's like I would rather be white in this race myself.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, yeah, and also this is a very, very special, very, very special line that Flo knows very well. So I think he must have studied Queen C7. It's kind of like
I
one of
think you're
his
right.
signature lines.
He's making Flo think though, so Flo stops it.
Yeah.
And I think he has to push the B pawn in as of an option, right? Otherwise he just loses with his bishop.
Yeah.
And then Flo can then take his king and just make this super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, is pushing the E pawn?
That's what I'm calculating.
Option?
That's what I'm calculating.
It opens up the
rook.
The rook, but then he can keep killing with his queen, and then that bishop goes through a bunch of pieces.
Yeah. Ah, man, that's an interesting idea. So I think he's got to play takes d8 for sure, and yeah, something like this.
Yeah, you got to go with c8 if you're Flo. Think you don't want to miss an opportunity to take his king. I don't know if there's some again. I haven't done the calculating, but yeah, that seems natural. All right, so I'd say Flo's got the advantage here with the pieces that he has left.
Yeah, and the position too.
Yeah, and the time. So he's got the advantage. There's a lot of pressure here for
you can get this set
TUGR.
up. Yeah, putting your rook on b3 and then a3 and then or just c1. More simple option.
That's a great move too. That really puts TUGR in the corner where he can't, like, he wants to get his knight out to e7, but now he can't. And his bishop's kind of under a lot of pressure right here too. Like,
yeah.
Now Flo's going to pressure his knight. Yeah, this is really tough spot for TUGR. Just doesn't have spaces to go. His B pawn can't move. Otherwise, Flo can grab his bishop. His knight can't move.
I guess bishop e7.
Yeah.
Then bishop d8. But g4 seems very strong for white as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a good move. Flo can ignore it as far as he could just move it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he gives it up. I mean, this is a very bizarre position. And again, poor TUGR doesn't have a lot of pieces that he can move.
I mean, he doesn't, but on the other hand, if one player can win this position, it's TUGR, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm not very confident for him.
Oof. Yeah, and with Flo with this much time on his clock, he just do it right. Does that give space for his?
Here comes G4. Oh my! Oh,
I don't know if that gives him breathing room or not.
he just finds this all these silly moves. That's crazy. It's just like, yeah, well played by Flo.
That was a great cover because that was a last ditch effort there. There's no pieces to move. He's gonna slide his rook out of the way here.
Oh my god.
Oof. All right, good games.
Yeah, good games for Flo.
We did not have to go to Armageddon.
Yeah, I think I'm quite happy about that.
Right.
Yeah, and congrats to Flo. He was down. He was down for like the whole first part of the series, and then he was able to manage, to really like pressure TUGR very well. So it was a great series.
Yeah, good solves. And now we can get the Canadian match up for the third place match. Like that's still gonna happen.
Yeah, and so TUGR, Flo is going to face Kex for the third time in the tournament. Flo has won one series in the qualification round, and Kex won in the candidates. So it's going to be interesting to see how round 3 goes.
Yeah, and another thing to point out is last year Flo finished third, so this year he's automatically finishing better than he did last year. So he's got a chance to win it or finish second. So good job for him.
Yeah, and good job to Kex as well, who's first participation in the first final already. So that's also crazy. But yeah,
well, we'll have to make plans then to cast these next two games.
Oh, definitely.
If we can. So hopefully it's scheduled in times that work for us. So
yeah, I mean both players are European, so they're probably playing my time zone, and they probably play in the evening Europe time. So I think it should be okay for you. I mean, they should play during the morning in the US, no?
Yeah, like right now it's kind of early afternoon. So
yeah,
if it's around this time, then we'll be good.
Okay, so I guess that's it for today.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and thanks Firebatprime to commence this game with me. It was a pleasure to have you on the channel.
Again, I had a lot of fun. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. See you guys.